It's important for every farmer to take the role that we have seriously. So we are stewards of the land, we're stewards of our animals, and we have to take those things seriously or we won't be farming.
To become more sustainable, this generation is very important. Everybody wants to know where their food comes from and why you are doing what you do.
In the next 20 years, I think over 400 million acres is going to change hands. The goal of AFT is to keep that farming land in farming. Our main goal with finding farms with the Demo Farm Network was finding farmers that have really exemplary regenerative agricultural practices. We wanted farmers to learn from other farmers, so it's a real peer-to-peer network and education system.
We're part of a 3-year experiment with that. I think the way that they've set it up, they've made it very easy for us to do this study, come out and done a lot of the sampling. They do the study, then there's a meeting with other farmers, because that's really the point. The goal is not for us to just get information, but that it's going to be spread out across other farms in the area.
We are planting cover crops at one rate, and then we plant at a double rate, and then we spray some of it off in the spring, but some of it we keep green. We plant into it, and then with a yield map we can see how well it did. I'm very grateful for American Farmland Trust for letting us participate in this trial. We're learning a lot from it. We're hoping to gain a lot of information to see different things to try.
We were plowing all the acres. We thought that was important to do to break up the soil. But we sold our plow about 20 years ago and haven't looked back. We can see the difference in the soil, the earthworms, the activity that wasn't there before.
The fields end up being drier so that we can plant our highest quality corn on those because there's more nitrogen available. Also, fuel truck doesn't come as often. We're doing less tillage. We only do what we need to and not what we've always done.
We're not going out with conventional tillage. It's just one toolbar behind the tractor, and with GPS technology we can go with the planter right behind it. The corn seed is actually planted right into the strip. We're only working a few inches of the ground. There's a lot of rolling hills, and so we did have a problem with erosion, and losing nutrients off of our fields has helped keeping everything in the field instead of running away.
They do a lot of work with sustainability. They have really great crop management practices, and then they have such a big impact because they have 13,000 acres. Cover cropping, reduced tillage, those are all the things that we're looking for when we look for a demo farm.
And we're experimenting again this year, trying to find the right answer about just what practices we need to use, particularly to work with planting green.
Another thing that we're really interested in learning more about is planting green, which is pretty innovative. They're planting their crop directly into a living cover crop.
Keeps some live roots in the soil and stuff for the microbes in the soil to thrive. A lot better than having bare ground and there's nothing for them to eat.
It's super fun for the crop team to have the opportunity to work side by side with educators and experimenters and scientists that are just as excited about cropping as we are and that want to see us learn and to figure out new things.
It all becomes a cost-benefit ratio that we're really interested in understanding. And not just this year or next year, but the long-term effects of that on their farm business plan.
We are a large farm, and it doesn't really get portrayed as being a sustainable farm, doing what's right. So the more that we can show the public what we do and why we do it, I think is a huge benefit.
We want people to feel comfortable asking those kinds of questions. We have a social media presence just for that reason too. Whether they're our neighbors or other people's neighbors, they can ask the questions that they want to know about farming. We need to be out there, we need to be educators.